The next point was raised about the abstract level of the alphabets, the roots which we use at abstract level. As I said, it represents the meaning in a broad and kind of general level. Let us look at that root kaf ta ba again. So kaf ta ba, when we write kaf ta ba in isolation, which I mean is that we are looking at these letters in isolation, isolated kind of concept, that we are not combining them. Basically, we are not giving them in order. They are looked at in isolation. We can kaf ta ba, we can write kaf ta ba, we can write kaf, by the way, and ba, kaf, ta, we can write tha, ba, and kaf. The point is that we are looking at these letters in isolation. We are not giving them a specific order. So individuals not joined together, not put in specific order. That's the kind of abstract level of thinking about these three letters in any kind of fail, that will apply to any kind of fail. So when we put these letters in a specific order, they generate a root of three letters which has its own specific intrinsic core meaning, which applies to all the words which are derived from that root. For example, when we put this kaf ta ba together in this order kaf ta ba rather than kaf ba ta. So I have kaf and I have ta, and I put them together. Not only putting them together, I'm gonna join them by these vowels which are haraka. So fatha, fatha, fatha. So what I have done is I've generated a verb here which is past tense. He wrote, kaf ta ba. And the other words which will be similar from these three letters, they will have the same order. Kaf will be first, then will be ta, then will be ba. There may be other letters in between. For example, katibun, katibun. So there's alif extra here, but kaf ta ba is in the same order. And we can say maktubun, maktubun. So mim extra, wa extra, but kaf ta ba are in the same order. Maktabatun, kattabun, or kitabun. Okay, alif extra here. Okay, but kaf ta ba exactly in the same order. So all the words which will be derived from this in the same order in that particular word will give a kind of similar meaning, something to do with writing. Basically, that's what it will be. And when we change this order to from kaf ta ba to khabata, as we looked at it last time, khabata, khabata. Now this change in the order has produced a different root with a different meaning. So at an abstract level, kabata and khataba will have connotations of something similar among them, and for which I would like you to refer to the previous video, please. I'm not going to go into the details of this time. So that's what the abstract level is, and then at the concrete level, we give these letters a specific order which then gives a specific meaning, and that is a specific root in that case. We can look at a few other I was asked to look at these three letters, lam, mim, za. One is lam, written isolatedly, and it's mim and it's za. Actually, I have already reproduced it here. Makes it easy. So lam, mim, za at an abstract level. It could be za, mim, lam, lam, za, mim, lam, mim, za. So these are three separate kind of letters, so to say, at an abstract level. So what now we're doing here is I have given them 3 different specific orders. So one of them is za, mim, lam. So from this I can have zamala, yuzamilu, muzamalatan, which means to be a colleague. And if we put this in fa'ilun pattern, that will become zamilun. Remember, fa'ilun pattern is rahimun, karimun, sharifun. This is sifa, but a kind of sifa which is it's a kind of permanent kind of attribute. So being a colleague is not that you're not colleague one day and you're not colleague another day. So being colleague is a long-term thing. So it then falls on this pattern of fa'ilun zamilun, to be a colleague, for example. Then this is another pattern of this verb, which is tazamala, yatazamalu, tazamulun, which means to be close companion, which is kind of, these are close as well because you are there every day, you see each other every day, but this may be a bit more closer than being colleague, but it's kind of similar meaning, but at the same time separate meaning as well. Then we give these a different order, lam, za, mim, and now we have these verbs. There are actually 5. I have written 2 here, 3 here. Lazima, yalzamu, luzumun, to be necessary. Lazama, yulazimu, mulazamatun, to accompany constantly. Similar kind of connotations here. Alzama, yulzimu, ilzamun, to compel. When you're together, you tend to compel people as well for some reason, force them to do things, etc., etc. So that and that is the specific meaning to this order. And then we change the order to lam, mim, za. So from this I could get only 1, and there may be more than that. Lamaza, yalmuzu, lamzun, to backbite. Okay. So backbiting, what is that to do with this? Well, it does happen quite often here among colleagues. It can sometimes happen here as well, backbiting. And when you accompany constantly, people do that. Backbiting does occur, I think. So there are connotations of these meanings at that abstract level, but at concrete level they have kind of their own meanings.